The Super Bowl bomb edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gaming Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign for promo code Underdog Bombs. That's promo code BOMBS, BOMBS, to get a 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Edgeboost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props, not pricks and pops. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And with that, we are back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. Let's go. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs with the Laddy Daddy, the Deli Llama, the Deli Roll, Scumbagger, Vance, the man in the box. CJ Sullivan giving you the show picks with bits for tobacco use only. Thank you and welcome who are here. Who are here in the show, in the chat room. Doing a little later on today, later show. I said it was going to be 2 o'clock, the Pacific. It's 2:45 because we did the Super Bowl prop show earlier. Leaders, ladders, and lovers with Sean and Ryan right before this. So if you watched that and you stayed on over, I appreciate that. But that's why we had to push the time back. Chris Bivens is here, of course, with some bombs. You'll get a bomb, of course. But hey, see generates unite, see Jews, see Gentiles alike are welcome. This is the big show. This is the show before the Super Bowl. We're finally getting here. It's sad and it's joyous. It's the last football game of the NFL season. It's Super Bowl Sunday. It's Kansas City Chiefs. It's Philadelphia Eagles. A Hall of Eagles. Go Birds. I'll give out my pick. I've already pre-saved it. You already know what the pick is. But plenty of props. I'm going to give out Eagle props. I'm going to give out Chief props. Give out some wackadoodle props. We'll talk a man in a box segment at the end about Super Bowl parties. Who knows what we'll get into? Who knows? I don't know. I usually don't. I have an outline, if you don't know. I'm the paper, the man in the box. I bring the paper and the passion. The laptop's here just so I can have something to read the ads off of. I used to have them print them out. Remember that? I should ask Sean and Ryan about that. I used to have them print out my ad reads. Just to be a jerk. But I don't know where the show goes. The chat, that's why you help. That's why I like you guys in there. Stevie Elder says, make the Super Bowl halftime show 20 minutes of El King vamping on my neck, my back. I want pearl clutching, damn it. That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty amazing. I tell you what, there'll be something. Everyone's offended by something. So Kendrick Lamar will do something offensive. Not just Kendrick Lamar. He's gonna have 50 guests and whatever the props is for that. Take the over. He's gonna have plenty of guests. One is will Tay-Tay get down there? Will Taylor Swift be a guest with her? I don't know. I doubt she'll do that. But maybe she likes that spotlight too much. Anyway, but then she's probably too nervous. She's got to watch Travis. Come on. You know what? I'd talk myself out of that. But it's a big day before the Super Bowl. NBA still trying to get in there, trying to get their headlines. I like when they said the NBA was mad that the NFL stole Christmas from them like the Grinch. So now they're like, take this. We're going to throw some bogus trades out there and take our headlines. Which they did. They sacrificed Mavericks fans to put Luke in LA. And then they put Jimmy Butler in Golden State last night. Apparently, it was going to be Kevin Durant going back to Golden State. We were going to rerun that show. But Durant said, no, I don't want to do that again. Remember, that ruined my life, you jerks. Remember I went to Golden State because you guys always said winning was the most important thing. And then I realized it's not in the NBA at least. It's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to win by yourself as the alpha male. And if you don't do that, then you ain't shit. So yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that again. Appreciate it. I'd rather lose right here by myself. And that's what he's doing. So good for him. JC from KC says, are Chief fans allowed in here? Come on, JC. Well, they're not, but you are. Just kidding. Of course, Chief fans are allowed in here. If you look at the board, look at Andy Reid. Listen, the Chiefs and the Eagles actually have a storied relationship together. From Dick Vermeil to Hunt, Andy Reid, of course, they have a back and forth. They're in sync. It's getting a little tiresome now because the Chiefs keep winning Super Bowls, but yeah, Chiefs and Eagles are intertwined. Ever since Dick Vermeil, and of course Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid has actually coached for Kansas City longer than he has for Philadelphia now at this point. He's kind of got that like Carlton Fisk career, where he had like 14 years with the White Sox, 14 years with the Red Sox, or whatever it is, and you can't tell. And each fan base thinks they're with them longer, but I think he might be with the Chiefs now for maybe 1 year extra than he has been with Philly. But it's pretty insane. Andy Reid, you can't be mad at Andy Reid. Everyone loves Andy Reid. He turned the Eagle season around, turned that whole Eagle career around. You're right. CJ is not one to discriminate, John. You're damn right. Like I said, see Jews and see Gentiles, all see degenerates alike. Come on in. See Chief fans, see Bird fans. I even let Captain Insano here as a Cowboy fan. As long as you're upfront about it. The hate, I'm always on the right side of hate. And I spread it around equally. Just kidding. I hate when people say that, actually. I'm an equal right fucking racist or whatever, fucking equal right hater. I hate everybody. Shut up. You hate someone even more. But it's a Super Bowl. Let's all enjoy it. Plenty of props from both sides and guys. We're running a free squares poll if you're not in on that. $1,000 winner take all for the final score square. And it's free. How do you not get in on that? I already got in on it. And I will not apologize if I win. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/squares. It's so easy. Sign up today. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/squares. And because it's gotten so popular, we got 200 entries. We'll release another $1,000 free square poll. We already filled up one. We're pushing towards the second one. So get in there now. Get that free square, and we'll have $2,000 we'll be giving away for free. Pretty amazing. All right, let's get in there. Let's get into this show, baby. One more year. Thank you, JC. All right, one more year. That's all right. Great Hall of Fame career, obviously, Andy Reid. So much more likable than, although Belichick's become likable now. I bet if Andy Reid, once he retires, then he'll be unlikable. They'll do the opposite of Belichick. Belichick was hateable as a coach. And then in his offseason, now we like him. Andy Reid, very likable as a coach. Maybe we won't like him. I doubt it. I mean, he does have that one flaw, and that is, well, not to bring up anything personal, but he could use some better. He could use a few father skills. Maybe read a Ray Romano book or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about Super Bowl week down in New Orleans. Now, it's already you got your New Orleans stories coming out. Today, there's an illness going around the locker room. Jalen Carter. I don't buy these things. Every year they say there's an illness going around the locker room. And that's just the players getting hammered during the week, I bet. And I can see that happening in New Orleans. I can see Jalen Carter coming in, booting. And Vic Fangio, that old Italian humor. Oh, must be that Bayou flu. Let's tell that to the reporters. They said he'll be fine, so I'm not buying that. I'm glad they're out partying. Get out there. The Eagles made this mistake in 1980. Speaking of Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil is the coach of the Eagles in 1980. He ran a tight ship. They went down to New Orleans. They had curfews. They couldn't go out. They said, it's a business trip. And the Raiders, they didn't give a shit. Jim Plunkett. They're a wild card team. They're out having the time of their lives. They'd be coming into the hotels, and the Eagles would be going out to practice. They'd be laughing in their face, and the Raiders beat the living bejesus out of them. So go ahead, have fun. That's what I'm saying. Ladarachi, Woodson says. I'll give out, of course, the Laddy Daddy's got some Super Bowl ladders. I just gave out a couple on the show beforehand with Sean and Ryan. I'll have some for my own. And, of course, I'll have some for Veasan Friday night. And it will be Grammy-inspired. I like that, Ladarachi. Boofer T said he liked John Gruden. Now I don't care for him. That's a good point. John Gruden used to be pretty likable. Now he's on hit. John Gruden, he's entered his, like, he's in a weird, like, Alex Jones phase, you know, where he's just in that room talking about, like, highlights to no one, we're not Alex Jones, kind of in between Glenn Beck and Alex Jones. Like, when Glenn Beck had his show on Fox News and he had, like, that bunker, it was like a red phone. He would call the president every day. Like, what the fuck is he, like, it was kind of funny, actually. But what's he talking about? And that's how Gruden is now. Now he's on ball. Although, you know my theory on that. I believe John Gruden is kidnapped by these Barstool people. Like Celtic Pride. It's so weird when he's just in the middle of the sweat tank or something, you know. It's like these 8 douchebags. And John Gruden in the middle. Tell us a story about this and I'll tell you about our parlay. And like, I think Gruden's giving us clues in all these videos that he needs to be rescued. He is being held captive. And they're trying to be friendly with him. They're like a fan, but someone has a gun to John Gruden. Speaking of New Orleans and Super Bowl, you have Radio Row. You have, it's funny with gambling Twitter content, they're all down there. And reporters in general, they just don't know how to handle New Orleans. It is funny. I mean, if you have never been to New Orleans, it is an amazing city. There's nothing like it. There's no there's no similar city to New Orleans. You know, in case like Boston and Philadelphia are similar. You know what I mean? Indianapolis and I don't know. Help me out. Cincinnati, whatever. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. They're similar. You know what I mean? There's nothing like New Orleans. And people go down there and they're just like, that's why I would hate to live there. They just assume we can do whatever we want here, right? Or fucking punching horses or throw it up, drinking. Yeah, I guess so. If you ever seen Bourbon Street hosed down at 5 a.m., that's quite a sight. There's like syringes and shit out there. God, I was listening to this podcast I usually listen to sometimes for picks, and he was just, you could tell some of these Twitter gambling nerds like aren't the best socially. They're not used to it, and now they're kind of getting some little buzz about them, and they're feeling it. They're getting things paid for them. He did a show drunk. I'll call it out. The deep dive. Drew Jelzik, whatever. He's very pretentious anyway. He's talking about how he's out going for great oysters. Anyway, he's drunk and he's singing Black Eyed Peas on it. And he's just slurring. He's slurring like a black and white movie when they would do it drunk. Like, oh, Jalen Hurts and who? Like, I'm like, I had to turn it off, and I'm like, oh my God, these people must be the most annoying, the worst people to have to be drunk with in the fucking world. Then you put them in New Orleans. Amateur hour is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, yeah, as John says, he looks genuinely unhappy. The guy does just want to coach, but he made a tire through the hose comment or something on an email, and that's that. That was that. Boofer says he's excessively blinking every show. The signs are there. I'm telling you. And they'll bring him out whenever they bring him out into town, like in Chicago with Deep Dish or Tommy Smokes or something. Hey, I'm really trying this pizza. I really love this pizza. This is really what I want to do. I want to hang out with man boys half my age who haven't grown up and get paid to do this bullshit, this cesspool. What was I going to say? Oh, Twitter Spaces. That's the cesspool. That's the big thing right now. If you're in the gambling Twitter world, there's Circles Off that talks about gambling Twitter. Then there's this thing called Spaces on Twitter, which is like, I don't know what it is. It's this public forum run by this guy Elf. And then whoever has Twitter beef, gambling people have Twitter beef. They all go in there and they start yelling at each other. And I'm like, people are like, this is amazing. You got to watch it. And it's funny because you get to see everyone who's listening, and there's a lot of big names in there in the gambling Twitter world. So I went in there last night for the first time. I wanted to see Parlay Queen or someone. I don't know. She was fine. But before that was this guy called Cashing Out. And he's just a scumbag. And these people are just scumbags. And yelling the worst shit in the world. But this is it. This is the hottest thing. Okay, this will last about 2 weeks. This is great. this is the hottest thing online. Of course it is. Of course this is why I don't have anything figured out. Of course this is how I don't know how to launch my show, because this is what people want. They want a guy named Cashing Out calling people the F word. That'll get you a deal with DraftKings or whatever the hell it is. Is that what I want? No, that's not what I want. I want to see degenerates to make money. And that's what we're going to do this Super Bowl. So enough of that. Let me do this. Let me do a professional ad read to show to corporations and companies that I know what I'm doing. And then we'll talk some Philly props. We'll talk Philly props after this. Hey, speaking of DraftKings, they're the ones that are real tightwads about how you read their how you read their thing. For one, they don't like calling it a thing. Oh yeah, I have to read their copy word for word. This is what I should do. I should just be fucking ad writers for these guys. I mean, who writes this? This has to be the CEO's kid. Although, who's the CEO of DraftKings? Some dude just, well, look at me, just ripping on the company. All right, let me get into it. This ain't the little bitty teeny tiny bowl. It's Super Bowl LIX. Get in on the action. DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports betting partner to Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is the key to hoisting a Vince Lombardi trophy, and you have a shot to score big by betting on them. At DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's right. See, generates. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code SGP. And new customers, I'll give you $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-78-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-7369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-778-97777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Whoo, boy, that was professional. Now let me slow down with rhythm, because the rhythm is going to bet you. The rhythm is going to bet you with props. It's SGPN's number one AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability of building customers, predictive betting models, and scandals. Scandals? Seconds. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models, leaderboard, or have Rhythm build a model for you. NFL picks, props, college basketball, NBA, Rhythm has it all. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And we are back. Jeez Louise, that was some good reading. You want a rhythm prop for tonight? I'll give you one. Let's see. Who do they like? They like Sabonis under half of a steal. That's an app that the Rhythm likes. They also like Jokic over 21.5 rebounds and assists. There you go. There's a 2 Rhythm props for you. All right. Thank you, John. Says, way to bring some juice to that ad read. Buford C says, professional. You're damn right. Man, alive. I almost went into a whole thing about the CEO of DraftKings. I'm glad I didn't. Let's get into this Philadelphia Eagles Kansas City game, which is going to happen. Now, I've been told not to call it Super Bowl. Why? Come at me, NFL. I know they would too, actually. They've gone after churches before, haven't they? I don't know if that's a myth or not, though. There's a lot of Super Bowl myths. Like, I like the myth that everyone flushes the toilet at halftime at the same time, so there's like a backup. It gets clogged. Like that's the most clogged it's ever been in the water of Pumpkin City, and more domestic abuse and more guacamole. It's just a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of wives taking losing bet punches. I mean, come on, that's terrible. Anyway, the line is moving back. It's back to 1.5 now. I see 1.5, 48.5. Or 1, wherever you get. I already told you I'm on Philadelphia. Not making an actual play because I have my future ticket, my 17-1 ticket, 300 to win 5 dimes, where we're going to do the $20 into $20 million. How about that, C-Gens? We did the road to 10 million. It failed. This time we're doing $20 into 20 million. We hit the pleaser. We turned that into a couple $100. Now we're putting that on this to win. If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, it'll go up to $5K. I'll tell you what I'm going to do after that. I think I'm going to try to double that too on the NBA future, but we'll see. Anyway, point is, we like the Eagles. I think the more I've been thinking about it, at first I like the under because, Eagles great defense. They're going to want to run the ball. You're not going to want to do a shootout with Mahomes. Kansas City, even though Mahomes will be throwing the ball, it's going to be a lot of short and medium range plays. Fangio likes to keep things in front of him. So it feeds, but Philadelphia's offense is so explosive. Kansas City's offense is coming into, it's playing its best it has all year. It's like they save their tricks and trades for the playoffs. Kansas City's, no spring chicken when it comes to this. So, and to give Andy Reid a couple weeks to prepare, he's pretty lethal. In the dome is what really got me going. And apparently they're playing on fast turf. So I'm just not going to play an under on this dome turf. So I'm going to go with the over, 48.5. But definitely Oppenheimer, Bombenheimer on the Eagles, plus 1.5. As far as props goes, listen, I took that Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, minus 110 when it came out. Those numbers move. I still at minus 125, I believe it is. That's pretty much locked up. I like team total rushing over 161.5 yards. That's something I gave out earlier. I think they're going to sack Mahomes a lot. I think for the game, you can get plus money on 5.5 sacks over that. I like that. But I also like I like them both individually, 2.5 sacks. I think it's going to be pretty split. I also like some sack props, individual sack props. Who's the guy I'm locking in on? So listen, I like Eagles 2.5 over team total sacks. We'll bomb that. I like there's a couple guys I like to lock in on sacks. Everyone likes Jalen Carter. I like Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat led the team in sacks during the season with 8.5 or whatever it was. He's plus 150 to get a sack. He is to get 2 sacks plus 960, almost 10-1 to get 2 sacks. Josh Sweat. We're going to bomb that. Now, Josh Sweat is a free agent after this game. After the season, I should say. He just fired his agent and hired Drew Rosenhaus. That's something. When you hire Drew Rosenhaus on the Wednesday before a Super Bowl, you mean business. And you know what Drew Rosenhaus is going to tell him to do? Get some sacks in the Super Bowl, and we'll get paid. And that's fine. You know what, Josh Sweat, great career. You're going to have to go off. We'll bring in Myles Garrett. We'll reload. No big deal. That being said, Josh Sweat, now he hasn't had a sack yet in the playoffs, but he led the team during the season. Jalen Carter, Milroe, those guys get double teamed. Milton Williams, I should say. Nolan Smith is going to be a problem. I kind of like him to get a sack as well. Although Jalix Hunt at 4-1. Yowzer. Now he is a freak of nature. Jalix, give me Jalix Hunt plus 411 to get 1 sack. Josh Sweat, 1 sack plus 150, 2 sacks plus 1020. Good God. Wow. I think this Eagles defense is going to pose a little bit of a problem to Kansas City. They've been playing great. Channing Brown's in here. Buford T says he's over by halftime. I'm going to play some Eagle alt lines. I tell you that. I like anything under 13.5. I like under 12.5 at plus 350. Is that what I have them at? Let me take a look at some of my, I have so many prop sheets I got in there. I put 60 to win 230. I always like playing alt lines in the Super Bowl because they get out of hand a lot. And if one team was to blow out the other, it would be Philly blowing out Kansas City. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. It's very hard to blow out Kansas City. They're in every game. The one Super Bowl they lost, though, they were blown out versus Tampa Bay. And why were they blown out? Because the defensive line just dominated the game, and Mahomes had no chance to even get a playoff. They lost 31-9. They lost by 9 to Buffalo. That was about it. I wouldn't call that a blowout. But it could have got out of hand. It could have got moving around. I don't see Kansas City being able to blow out Philadelphia. I'm just saying that. They can beat them, no doubt. Of course, Mahomes and Reed can win. That's why they're favored and two-time and back-to-back champions, looking to become the only team in the history of football to three-peat. I hate even saying that. Good God. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't allow this to happen. I tell you who's not going to let it happen. Saquon Barkley. His total is 112.5. That's a pretty high number. I'm taking it. I'm taking Saquon Barkley. Why? Why would you take the under? Saquon Barkley, have you not watched him every single game? Off the bus, he gets 100 yards. 2,000 yards. When Nate Burleson tells you to embrace the greatness or respect, love the greatness. What did he say? Whatever the fucking word was. Enshrine it, enrich it. Either way, this is the greatness. Saquon Barkley's having the greatness this year. He's having one of the greatest seasons in the history of football. How is he not at least a co-MVP? If they gave Barry Sanders co-MVP when he got 2,000 yards with Brett Favre, which was a joke, it should have been just Barry Sanders's. And Adrian Peterson won. How is Barkley not the MVP? I don't understand. Now, it wasn't witness to greatness. It was cherish. It was cherish the greatness. Cherish the greatness. Cherish the greatness, he said. Cherishing the greatness is not watching a referee who lives in Kansas City move the ball back a yard on the Josh Allen quarterback sneak. That's not cherishing the greatness. Saquon Barkley, and I gave out a ladder of him in the early show because why not? Why not? You know what the ladder is for Barkley to get to 200 yards, for crying out loud? Look at this. I'm not repeating ladders here. I got another ladder for you. But just a quick one. 120 yards plus 120, 130 plus 174, 150 yards is plus 334 for Saquon Barkley. Seems like a lot, right? Well, he's gotten 150 yards 3 times out of the last 5 games. One of those games last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever, versus Washington, he didn't even play in the fourth quarter when he had 118. So you might as well call that 4 out of 5 games he's had 150 yards. But we know Spags is a genius defensive coordinator. He's going to come up with something. He'll come up with something. He didn't come up with anything versus James Cook last week or Joe Mixon 2 weeks ago. Just saying. I mean, obviously he can be. He is great. And the Chiefs in the Super Bowls and the playoffs in general usually do well against the run. Boo for T says, thank you for the cherish the love reference that no one understands. They'll understand. Maybe they just cringe at it. Back when Madonna used to rock our worlds after class, after school, you go home and she was all over that MTV. So when she was in the Mermaid video, shoo, Madonna, what she did to us boys. Anyway, she is crackadoodles now. Here's what I like a lot. And I've been thinking about it just because it's in the dome. Jalen Hurts, longest completion over 33.5 yards. We're going to bomb that. And I see it going to A.J. Brown. That's what they do. When they can't, when they do stuff the ball to Barkley, they throw, and they don't have any passing. Hurts throws a good deep ball to the out. And who does he throw it to? A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown beats his man off the corner, and then he just, boxes him out basically because he's a beast. An absolute beast. So I like A.J. Brown, longest completion over 25.5. And Jalen Hurts, longest completion over 33.5. They're kind of correlated. I think they're going to hit up the sideline. No problem. Everyone's on the Dallas go there. And it's Dallas Goddard, but I call him go there. Of all my mispronunciation of names, and there are plenty of them, I think that one I at least have an argument for. Goddard. It looks like it's French. And now he's down in the French Quarter, so it's go there this week. He's been a beast, Dallas Goedert. How do you not play him? It's 4.5, 51.5, or 53.5. Play them both. I played them both. I mean, head-to-head versus Travis Kelce, getting 8.5. I like that, too. I mean, there's a world where Goddard gets 100 yards. He leads the game in receiving yards. That's plus 850. That's an interesting prop to hit. Now, the key I should tell all degenerates, just because it's a Super Bowl doesn't mean it has to be your biggest bet of the year. But it does mean it has to be your most bets of the year. That's how you have fun. That's some responsible advice from for you degenerates. You have to, spread it out. You don't have to hit every prop, but you got to hit a lot of them. I made so many prop bets during the weeks, saw the number, hit it. People ask me, I like to be at a party, be like, who do you bet on? I have no idea who I bet on. What are you talking about? I might have had that play. I might have not had that play. I might have both plays. I might have done both sides at this point. Actually, I think I did an Isaiah Pacheco over receptions and under receptions, not even knowing I played it. I got talked into both sides. That's not true. I like him over. But the point is, don't go over the top with the one side when you can spread out your units all over the place, all over the board, with different narratives. Numbers that don't even make sense. What, do I have 19 touchdowns being scored in this game? I think I do. But I do like AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' number is pretty low. This is a ladder I kind of like, actually. Let me get in. This isn't quite the beanstalk, but his number is 213.5 for passing yards. And the reason why I like this is, okay, with the sound effects. The reason why I do like 213.5 for Jalen Hurts is no matter the game script, no matter if they're losing or if they're winning, he will be throwing the ball. Because if they're behind, he's going to have to throw a little bit just to keep up with Mahomes. If they're ahead, and yeah, of course they want to run the ball, but Spags is going to do what he has to do to try to stop Barkley. Now, I don't think he will stop Barkley. I just don't think Barkley's going to gash him. I think he'll stop him, and pop him. Stop, pop, not gash, ash. So that way, Jalen Hurts over 213.5 in this dome, no problem. 250s plus 222, 275, 4-1, 300 yards is. He did this 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. He threw for over 300 yards in the Super Bowl versus the exact same Kansas City Chiefs team. That's plus 720. Absolutely insane. So that's something I like. Buford T says, Captain Lou is her dad. No, that was right. That was Cindy Lauper with Captain Lou Albano. Anyway, Japan wants to know if we can dab here. You can dab here, no problem. It's in New Orleans, Japan. Where are you? Welcome to the Super Bowl. You can dab here, you can dub here, you can bump here, whatever it is. But yeah, we will get the kitty out of the tree. I should have pulled out the ladder for it. The kitty is here. Let me lock him in for you guys. You see Jens? That is your Jalen Hurts ladder, and Jalen. He'll get the kitty out of the tree. He's a good, honest gentleman with some good quotes. He'll have he's perfect to get the kitty out of the tree because there's a 70 inspirational posters. The cat hanging off the tree limb would say, "Hang in there, kitty." Talking about Mondays at work, and that's what Jalen Hurts will do. Jalen Hurts will tell you to hang in there. Yeah, let me put that fucking thing down. All right. I got to tell you about Edgeboost. Let me tell you about Edgeboost, and then when I come back, I'll even get into some Kansas City Chief props, and then, of course, some miscellaneous props. But first, let me tell you about Edgeboost. Where are you? Here you are, Edgeboost. Perfect timing. Perfect timing for you to show up on my feed screen. Because SGPN has partnered up with Edgeboost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edgeboost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. This is the first card made for gamblers. You know what that means? You're up to $750 per month in the cashback rewards, so you're getting points. Your money's safe. It's FDIC insured, and there's no credit checks, and it's completely free. That's what it means. So sign up today and use promo code SGPN so you get better cashback rewards and instant tier 2 status. It's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. Also brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Fantasy. It is the big game. That's what this is. The big game, lawyers. This Sunday, Underdog has you covered. New customers get a Travis Kelce free pick if they sign up before the game. Plus, Underdog's site-wide no-sweat entry token is live now. You cash in on your Underdog entry, get your bonus cash return. Here's a pick-em entry I like for the big game. For the big game. I'm going to use Hurts over higher than 213.5 and Juju Smith-Schuster higher than 16.5 yards receiving. That's my Underdog Fantasy along with the free token. That's 3-1. That's pretty good. So sign up for promo code BOMBS to claim your special pick. First time deposit offer $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code BOMBS. All right, we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the Laddy Daddy, or the Laddiachi. Was he in New Orleans? He was a Vegas guy. Scumbag events. I am the man in the box, though, of course. CJ Sullivan coming here Super Bowl week. Thanking everyone who is in the comments for the Super Bowl show. Japan joining the lady. Love it. John Clovey. Love it. Buford T. Channing Brown. Everybody. Incredible. Woodson. He came in with the Laddiachi. Stevie Elridge. JC from KC. Chris Bivens. JC, you don't need another Super Bowl. What do you guys? I mean, you guys should be worried. You should be happy about your Royals coming up next season. Are you guys even going to watch the Super Bowl? Chief fans, what's the point? You've seen them plenty. Just kidding. You're going for history. History that we... This is tough. This is a tough Super Bowl for the country. I know that. On one side, everyone is very sick of the Kansas City Chiefs. And Mahomes and Kelce and Reed and the referees. And yes, the referees is a thing. I do like this whole gaslighting thing now where they're talking, and Roger Goodell, it's preposterous to think of any kind of thing, and like just insulting us. The numbers say that it's a thing. We're not even saying it's ordered from the league. We're not even saying, oh, you want Taylor Swift to win. But we're saying, yes, there's a partiality going towards Kansas City. The numbers say it. There's just no way around it. Oh, that's why we win. No, and no one's saying they're not a good team. Everyone agrees the Chiefs are a great team. We know that. But the refs also fucking fix it for you. That's also a thing. It's a goddamn thing. Every week it happens. Everyone sees it. You keep telling us we're not seeing it. So it is what it is. God damn it. Now I'm all worked up. And we're not going to blame the rest, but it helps. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP, plus 350. Japan. I mean, listen. It's a weird MVP. It's a great MVP market. You have Kansas City with Mahomes at pretty much even money. Then you have Barkley and Hurts. Barkley's the favorite for the Eagles for 260 and Hurts 350. There's a couple arguments with it. You can say, I like Hurts. I think you're getting a pretty good value with Hurts there at plus 350 because he's the quarterback and they love to give it to quarterbacks. A defender, I mean, something weird would have to happen for a defender to win it. Or even, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I liked A.J. Brown as a chance. I mean, Cooper Kupp won it as a receiver. Jerry Rice won as a receiver. You'd have to have a monster number for them not to give it to the quarterback. But the way the narrative has been, they're giving it to either Hurts or Mahomes. But anyway, point is, let's get into some Kansas City props. I gotta give them. Gotta be fair is fair here, fellas. I already mentioned Juju Smith-Schuster. 16.5 yards, 1.5 receptions. Bombed them both. Are we kidding me with this? Now, I think the outside receivers aren't going to be locked. I think the over the middle, they say, It should be a lot of medium to short range passes to Travis Kelce, to Hollywood Brown, Noah Gray, Juju Smith-Schuster. Zach Ertz destroyed Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game. Kelce should have himself a nice game too. But don't sleep on Noah Gray too. I like him too. Over 11.5 yards. We're taking that. We're taking anytime touchdown Noah Gray, plus 500. Noah Gray's been the forgotten tight end. Towards the end of the season, he really fell off. But there was a chunk there in the middle where he was almost getting 50-50 splits with Kelce. Now, the reason is Kelce doesn't care about the regular season anymore because he's that kind of Hall of Fame veteran who just needs to run it up for the playoffs, and that's what they're doing. And it seems to be working for him. So I think Kelce will have a big game. Pacheco has been a buzzed running back in the prop market. He's been written off for dead, Pacheco. And we understand why. We were on Kareem Hunt for the AFC Championship game. We said he surpassed him. He Wally pipped him. And Pacheco doesn't look 100% healthy coming back from his injury. That being said, they've really soured Pacheco's numbers. It's not like it was a couple weeks ago where they were both at 35.5, 38.5. Now Pacheco's numbers are like 25 or something crazy. Let me see what they are. Yeah, 25 yards. No, that's Mahomes. I'm sorry. Yeah, 25 yards is plus 109 at DraftKings. So you can get about 22.5 as over under. Now, I don't think they're going to waste too many time, so I'm not playing any unders. A lot of people were playing under Pacheco. I'm not doing that. But they will give him the ball. You can get his plus one over 1.5 receptions. That's 2 catches. They do not throw. They will throw a lot of screen passes. Andy Reid loves screens. They're going to have to do it against his Fangio defense. It's kind of way you beat them. But they don't like throwing to the Hunt. I can see Pacheco getting a couple screens. He's plus 185 to get 2 catches. Come on. Bomb that. His receiving yards prop is 4.5. I'll play them both. 4.5 at 2 catches. Are you kidding me? Give me that Pacheco. Another anytime. So I told you Noah Gray anytime touchdown. One more anytime touchdown I think you have to play because of the number is Kareem Hunt, though. I did mention Kareem Hunt. He is their RB1. There's no way around it. Goal line. He scores touchdowns. Plus 140. That's a high number for the RB1 of the Kansas City Chiefs, for crying out loud. Who has a nose for the end zone. A nose for the nose. So let's bomb Kareem Hunt plus 140. That'll do it for the Eagles and Chiefs menu of props. Hope you hit some of those. I was just kidding. Don't overdo it with the props, but how can't you? Coin toss, I have no side on that. When you're talking about the coin toss, you're literally flipping a coin. Just kidding. No, that was a controversy on gambling Twitter yesterday where Parlay Queen or Props Queen, whatever, put out a video breaking down the coin toss, and then she got dragged and into spaces and like, yeah, okay, I'll skip that. People are getting that irate over our coin toss video. Let's not mention it. I already went over my national anthem. I like the under 2:03, 2 minutes 3 seconds. Halftime show. I like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is the first song by Kendrick Lamar. 2-point conversion. I like that. Not to be even made, just to be attempted is plus 115. How does this not happen? Of course there will be a 2-point conversion attempted. With Sirianni and Reed, and just with Jake Elliott, who knows? If he misses an extra point, then you're already locked in that they're going to go for 2 at one point, no matter what. So plus 115, I like that. Shortest touchdown, under 1.5 at minus 166. It's a little juicy, but that hit before the tush push. That used to be one I used to play every Super Bowl. And then, of course, there's the octopus at 14-1. People are starting to like that as well. I'll sprinkle a little on the octopus. That's fun. If you don't know what the octopus is, that's if the player that scores a touchdown also gets a 2-point conversion. It's only happened once. But when did it happen last? 2 years ago when the Eagles and Chiefs played in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts scored the touchdown and the 2-pointer to tie the game up right at the end. The reason why I like it is because a lot of times the Eagles will score a touchdown, and then on the extra point, there'll be a penalty, like an offsides or something. Although they won't call that on the Chiefs because the Chiefs go offsides every kick, but they don't like to call it against them. But once they go offsides, Sirianni will decide, all right, well, let's go for 2 then. If it's down to 1, and then they'll push it again. So Hurts is a great candidate, and Barkley too, but Hurts is a great candidate to get the octopus. So at 14-1, I don't mind playing that. Now, degenerates, before I get to the box, let's look at some fun TV broadcast prop bets we can make that you're not going to crush your bankroll with, but they're fun to talk about and fun to play. You can find these on Bet Online. Stuff like, what color is Tom Brady's tie going to be? Blue 175 is the favorite, then gray silver. No tie plus 320. There's no way he's wearing a tie. I could see him going red. Well, you can't go red because then red's a power tie, very Trumpian. But you can't favor a team. Well, he'll get ripped for that. He knows Philly fans will destroy him for that. So I'll go with blue there for the favorite. Well, do you have what jersey would Jason Kelce be wearing? Eagles only, Chiefs only, or both. Oh, if he wears a both at 2-1, that would be gross. Like Bobby Hurley's mom. Remember when Bobby Hurley's mom? It was a Christian Leitner's mom. Who had the neck brace? Was it Christian Leitner's mom with the neck brace and Bobby Hurley's mom with the Danny Hurley, when they did the jerseys together? Anyway, I'm aging myself there. Will Jason Kelce be wearing beads? Yes or no? I don't know. Did you see Jason Kelce makes $8.5 million at ESPN? I'm not saying he's not worth it to them, but holy fuck. Does that mean we're going to have to see more of that talk show? That late night talk show? I might have to be the way Howard Stern used to go in on the Magic Johnson talk show. That might overcome my show. I might have to get into this Jason Kelce show and just rip it apart word by word, clip by clip, because it's brutal. This one I like. A clip of Jalen Hurts' fumble, will it be shown? Plus 600 on the yes. Why wouldn't you show it? Gender of the first streaker. How many Super Bowl highlights will be shown of the last Super Bowl? How many times will birthday be said? Over under 1.5. Over is minus 250. It is Saquon Barkley's birthday and it is Cooper DeJean's birthday. Just by that measure, it is a smash overplay. Donna Kelce shown on TV. Over. Speaking of moms, over under 1.5. You don't want to know what Donna Kelce is known as in my group chat. I'll tell you that much. Rematch. How many times was that? Goodell. Over under 3 Pete mentions. Will there be another power outage in the Superdome? And can we blame Beyonce for it? Can Kendrick Lamar be blamed for it? Have they fixed the wiring since Katrina in the Superdome? Are there Catholic Church shenanigans going on up there? I want to prop bet on that. Here's one. Here's a real bet. Will Philly's Big Dime get in an on-field altercation? Big Dime, baby. 50-1 that he will. How can you not? How can you not parlay Big Dime? What if Big Dime crashes out? What if he gets caught with a hooker the night before the Super Bowl? That happens sometimes in the Super Bowl. What if it's Big Dime, the security guy, who loses his mind? I doubt it. That's why he's Big Dime. He's been there before. Will they play Johnny Cash's or Nine Inch Nails' Hurt into the commercials? That's a good one. What kind of pun music? Because sometimes they get frisky with that DJ set with the iPod. I think John Cougar Mellencamp's Hurt So Good at plus 150 is a better play than Johnny Cash's Hurt. It's a Super Bowl. We got to keep it up. Keep it upbeat. And you're talking John Cougar Mellencamp, baby. All right, one more. Let's get one more of these ridiculous props. They love the viewership on Fox. The Nielsen ratings, 118.5 million is the over-under. Who knows? Now they talk about streaming, how the TV ratings aren't the same. They love arguing how, oh, this number is not that number. I still don't believe, again, I say this all the time, I don't believe any of these rating numbers. I can't believe Nielsen is still the system they're using for ratings. A Nielsen box. It's insane. Here we go. How many times will Tom Brady's voice crack during the game? 2.5. Under is juiced minus 210. That's exciting. That's an exciting. He's a Bobby Brady type from the Brady Bunch. Janice the ball. Saquon Barkley. I mean, you got to go over plus 160, right? I know I love people saying he's getting better. Great. He's getting better. Who cares? He still stinks. Why do we have to endure this? Because he's Tom Brady. Because he golfs with that's what we were explained with. I read an article in The Athletic, I think it was, how Fox is happy with Tom Brady. Why? Oh, because you don't see him during the week. He golfs with sponsors. Anyone who needs, he's with a phone call away. He's always there for it. Oh, that's great. So we have to suffer. We have to endure this shit. So the CEO of Walmart can golf with Tom Brady on Wednesday. Why do we care what billionaire gets to golf with Tom Brady? I might as well be in the box for this, right? And finally, team's local delicacy. Which one will be said first? Eagles Philly cheesesteak or Chiefs Kansas City barbecue? You got to go cheesesteak there. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? People barely even know what Kansas City barbecue is. Is it a dry rub, a wet rub, a mustard rub? I mean, it's good barbecue. I'm not going to say it's not. Yeah. It's good sauce. I wouldn't say the beef's the best. I mean, let's just say that. I'd rather have the Texas beef. It's good sauce, though. But, of course, they're going to show Philly cheesesteaks and talk Philly cheesesteaks. It's what they do. There'll be an idiot fan there with a cheesesteak on his head. Which brings us to Super Bowl Sunday and the food. Food is a huge part of the Super Bowl. I know here in the studio they're going to have cheesesteaks. You got to have the local thing. Party. What do you make for your... The weird thing about food at the parties, you have to have food that sustains. People are like, get some pizzas. Yeah, pizzas are good for the first quarter when they're hot. But when they're sitting there all game... Especially when you have the, people and then boxes stacked on top of each other. One will be a Supreme. One will have this. One will have this. And there's pizza, cheese underneath. And then people looking through it. Like they're just like looking through, a library of magazines. Fine. Just do nope, that's not. Where's the one? And then they're moving. They're shifting it all around. I'm actually against pizzas for the Super Bowl. Not against it, but like couple in, spread them out, and then get them out of there. Can't have 8. You got to have spread it around. So you need something with a burner underneath, something that sustains. You don't want a nacho cheese sauce that gets to a hard surface. Then you got the party sub. That can get nasty towards the end, but at least it's cold. And I get the football cupcakes and the football theme things, and that's when you get to the whole Super Bowl party in general. This is an important Super Bowl. I mean, all Super Bowls are important, but usually I'm just for entertainment and gambling, tobacco use only. This is what I'm kind of invested, just with the Eagles. I don't really want to be around people. There's a couple parties I've been invited to. One even here. I'm still not even, that's how serious I'm taking. I don't even know if I want to be here for the Super Bowl. There's a couple, Sean's got his wife and a couple of her friends. I know them. They're very nice people, but, I want to be locked in. You don't want to see how I react when I'm trying to hit a Noah Gray first quarter, first touchdown pop, if he drops it. Boofer T says, I'm not building the appetizer stadium on a dining room table. I know. I've seen those things are only They're only showing the videos when they crash and get wrecked. You know, the entire football stadium nacho plate or whatever, the appetizer thing, right? And it comes in there and then they get wrecked. It is funny when they get wrecked. When you look at them like this, I just want them to get wrecked. It's like a Christmas tree. Christmas trees are beautiful, but there's just an urge to jump into it and take it down. And if I see a stadium appetizer thing, yeah, it looks beautiful. I kind of want to eat half the stuff in there, but I also want to destroy it. If Jalen Hurts fumbles and and Kansas City gets a scoop 6, I'm destroying your appetizer stadium. I'm telling you that right now, Janet. It looks beautiful, but John says you just don't get these insights in other shows. You're damn right. You got to keep your food fresh. It's a fresh product. You're not for 4 quarters because there's gonna be a lot of grazing, a lot of picking. You don't want things with short shelf life. Now, then you have commercials. Dead silence for the commercials. Kind of. That's what's funny when you get shushed when you're talking during commercials. I don't need that either. Especially now that, spoiler, the commercials are online beforehand. I don't like these Super Bowls. I'm not to be that guy. I used to do a study. I used to do a study. I took a college class that would study the science of these Super Bowl commercials. You have the happy fun ones early on when you're drunk, and when you get to the 4th quarter, then you get the sentimental ones. You know, people it's really just it's navigating a night of drunkenness, basically. The rhythm of the Super Bowl commercials, where they go like, from the kicking the balls to Clydesdales to this sentimental whatever this bullshit is. You know what I mean? Beetlejuice, welcome to the chat. He says he's done eating before the game starts. Only drinks and trees. That's not a bad call either. Get the sandwiches, get it, whatever it is. Get it out of the way. Get your stromboli. You don't want to wait. Then you'll be grazing for it. Get your food in. Then it's a steady pace of drinking, smoking trees, whatever you like to do. Like I said, it's down in New Orleans. It's going to be wackadoodle. And of course, it's Sunday night. And it becomes Monday. How has this not been a holiday? We don't know. If I'm a company, you get Monday off. It is the weirdest Sunday. And listen, I've been drunk many a Sunday night. And it always feels irresponsible. The Super Bowl is a different kind. Come on, you guys are going to tell us, right? We're all in this together, right? If we all don't go to work, they can't fire us all, right? As a country, we got to pull us together. They can't fire us all if we all don't show up to work. Yes, they can, because they'll replace us with robots. God damn it, AI. We got to teach AI how to drink. We got to stop fighting AI, and we got to start making them much more like us. We need AI to lean into this. First of all, give us a winner, AI. Second of all, let's oil up those screws, if you will. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Anyway. All right. So just to wrap up, we're on the Eagles. I have my 17-1 future, so no need to touch that. I have an alt line of them, minus 12.5. As well, I went up to. We went over. MVP, Jalen Hurts is a nice value play, plus 350. I think Saquon Barkley, though, finishes it off. I think it's just his year. He's the greatest player on the planet. New York wasn't too big for him. He was too big for New York. And now he can finally shine. I just think I don't want to be after the Super Bowl watching Saquon Barkley do what he's been doing every single game. Like, why didn't I just pick him? This is what he does every single time. Beetlejuice once goes, AI, where's Will Smith? You know, that's a bet. What Philly fan will they show first, Beetlejuice? On Bet Online, you can find that. It is. Hold on, let me find that one. It was actually a fun one. Bradley Cooper's, of course, is a big one. Bradley Cooper Tina Fey. Who will they show first? Will Smith is 7-1. Kevin Hart 6-1. Ryan McKelley from Always Sunny 6-1. Tina Fey 3-1. Bradley Cooper -150. Well, Bradley Cooper is in the owner's booth, so it'll be Bradley Cooper. Sylvester Stallone's a tricky one at 3-1. Now, I'll close on this, Degenerates. Since it is Philly, and we're gonna have to rally. We're gonna have to rally it. First of all, thank you for watching and listening to the Bottom Line Bombs. Make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Or on Spotify or iTunes. Make sure you subscribe. That's what's important. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Leave a 5-star review, whatever you want to do. Contact me. You can email me at bottomlinebombs at the SGPN. You can follow me on the X at CJ7 _ Instagram, at CJ7 was taken _ in between words. All those things. I'll go through all that. But Sly Stallone is not from Philadelphia. Yes, Rocky is the quintessential Philadelphia movie. We had the damn statue. We know. I understand. I get all that. To do Stephen A. Smith. He's from New York. He's an actor from New York. Oh, we like Sly. We like Rocky. Hell, he's in the fucking Boxing Hall of Fame, Rocky. Which seems a bit much, but hey, here's what it is. Yeah, Chiefs fans suck. You're right, Buford T. They don't suck, but they're the same person. Taylor Swift, who's a switch, by the way, she was an Eagles fan. But you're Paul Rudd, Jason Siggles, Melissa Etheridge, Henry Winkler. I like Melissa Etheridge. But your Sudeikis, Rob Riggle, Paul Rudd, get out of here with them. And Stone Street, he gets tossed in there. The dude from Modern Family. I'm sick of their sketch group. They're being out in the field the whole time. Their lives are just too good for too long. At least Kevin Hart, even Will Smith, they had some suffering, all right? They had to get somewhere. The hell did Jason Sudeikis have to suffer through? His uncle's George Wendt, Norm from Cheers. Yes, it is, Degenerates. I, of course, wrote the Taylor Swift joke about making an honest woman out of her that Jason Sudeikis had to say at the Kansas City Big Slick charity event they do in Kansas City every year. So that was my claim to fame. I got all the Swifties mad at Sudeikis, so I was happy about that. Anyway, back to Stallone. And people make fun of us, and they call us racist because we have a statue of Rocky, but not Joe Frazier. Like we built the statue. Philadelphia did not build the Rocky statue. It was a movie prop. And then Rocky, Sly Stallone, left it for us as a gift, quote unquote. Thanks, Rocky. What do we do with it? Just leave it here. Leave it here at the top of the stairs of your world-famous art museum. Yeah, no, I don't think we want that. The art museum's like, we got a Cézanne exhibit back here. We don't want every fucking jamoke running up these steps to a statue of Tango and Cash in front of it. We don't really want that. So if you could just take that with you, that'd be great. Not too heavy to lift, so then we put it in front of the Spectrum. We got to meet ticket scalpers and do drug deals. Now it's at the bottom of the statues of the slabs, and oh man, it's a curse and a blessing, the Rocky. I'll just say that, but it is what it is. Anyway, big game coming up. Super Bowl, Rock. It's here's the thing with Joe Frazier. That's true. It's Joe Frazier's fault for not gifting a statue to Philly. Absolutely. He should have gifted it to him. And when Joe Frazier was in Rocky, he was on Apollo Creed's side, if you don't forget that. And it's just weird to make a statue of someone who's alive. That's like for dictators. Like Saddam Hussein had a statue of himself. Is that what you want? You can't walk around and there's a statue of yourself. That whole thing has to go. You can only have a statue once you're dead, in my eyes. Or just have a general statue. That's what Philly used to have outside the vet. They would just have a general baseball player or a football player punting the ball. But you can't walk around like Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's a statue of me out there. Worship me. It's literally idol worship. And I love Joe Frazier. Everyone loves Joe Frazier. But come on. Let's dial it down with the statues of live human beings, although he's passed away now, R.I.P. You know what we love about Joe Frazier? He went down hating Muhammad Ali till was literally his last breath. Absolute pettiness to the core. Goddamn good. God bless Joe Frazier. You know what, Eagles? Let's do it for Joe Frazier. Go Birds! All right, everybody. Enjoy the Super Bowls. That's going to do it for today's Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, Old Man in the Box. You guys have been great. Thank you. See ya.